this is Susie Q of Susie Q's Happy Little Haven, and welcome to my nursery room window. So today I have Brianna with me, and Brianna is the Tobiah Sculpt by Laura Lee Eagles. And I'm going to be changing her into a really pretty dress, a Laura Ashley dress that Karrie of Karrie's Little Cuties had sent just a little while ago. And so I was excited to see Brianna in it. And so I'm going to go ahead and set her aside right here. And I will show you the dress that she's going to be changed into. And here's the Laura Ashley dress. And it's really, really pretty. I just love it. I haven't tried it on her yet, so I'm sure it'll fit her. It's just the right size. It's got these pretty ruffled sleeves, you know, layered ruffles. And then the bottom also has layered ruffles, and it has inside slip as well. And it's just so girly. And then the back of it has some buttons, and it also has a sash that can be tied. And along with this came these little bloomers, and these are super cute. They also have ruffles along the bottom. And I love bloomers with dresses. Bloomers just really complete the outfit for me. And I have a lot of different colors of bloomers in case the dress doesn't come with bloomers. That way I can, you know, put them underneath and not have to worry about it. But anyway, I wanted to pair the dress up with these cute little bow shoes, little roses, little flowers. And they're sort of a shimmery pink, and I really like that shimmer. And then I'm going to put these socks on her. These are from my box of socks, and they have a pretty little ruffle all the way around the edges. And then for her hair, I'm going to put this pretty big pink bow in her hair. And then her earrings are going to be these pretty pink flowers with rhinestones in the middle. And I'm going to leave her hair in one little ponytail like that because I really like it like that. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'll tell you what I've been up to lately. Well, I did something unusual. I baked, or I didn't actually bake, I made some no-bake cookies just a couple of days ago. And the reason I made them is because a neighbor friend of mine, at least 2 weeks ago, she came over and she had brought some cookies, some no-bake cookies, and she brought it into me with it was in like one of those Tupperware containers. And so, you know how you always want to return the container that someone, sends things along in. Well, anyway, I learned a tradition. When I lived in California for many, many years, I had a friend that she taught me this tradition. And that is when you go to somebody's house or when someone brings you goodies and you know, they send goodies home with you, it's a really fun thing to, instead of giving them the container back as an empty container, you give them, you bake cookies or whatever, and you put the cookies in the container that they originally gave you, and then you give it back. And I've always loved that tradition, and I haven't used it very much. I haven't baked cookies very much ever since I've moved here to West Virginia. I've just been busy doing other things. But anyway, so I did that the other day, just a couple of days ago. I baked some cookies, and not baked them, I made them, and I was going to tell you all about them because they're perfect for summertime. And they, like I said, I think they're called no-bake cookies, but what they're made from is old-fashioned oatmeal, uncooked, and then there's sugar and butter, peanut butter, cocoa, and cocoa powder, the unsweetened cocoa powder, and then some vanilla. And so what you do is you just take the, you actually cook it on top of the stove, and you take the butter and the sugar and I think it's the butter and the sugar, and you melt it together, and then you you put the cocoa in there and you stir it all in and make it all smooth, and then you take it off the stove and add the oats and the peanut butter and the vanilla. So that's what I did. And then after it's all cooked like that, you take a big, you take a tablespoon. The recipe always calls for teaspoons, but I come from my mom used to always, she made huge, huge cookies, and so I'm kind of that way too. I make huge cookies. I usually use a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, to dip my cookies out in. But anyway, so you use whatever size cookie, whatever size spoon that you want to do for the cookies, and you put it, you place the cookies on a wax paper lined cookie sheet, and then you let them sit out for a half an hour or so, and they'll harden. Well, a trick that I've done, that I learned just the last time that I made these, was that I put them in the fridge after I got done baking them or making them, and they harden up really quickly that way. Okay, so what I'm struggling with here is I took one of those plastic tags off of here, but I can't find, looks like they sewed it inside the dress. So I'm going to go real quick and get my scissors. I wasn't expecting that. And I'm going to go ahead and clip that off because I don't want this plastic tag thing to be poking out. So yeah, go ahead and take care of that little issue. But yeah, so those cookies are, they take all of, I don't know, maybe at the most, 5 minutes to make. Probably a little bit more than that, but you have to count cooking time. I think you cook it, once it comes to a boil, you cook it for about a minute, and then you take it off the stove, and you're ready to place your cookies on your cookie sheet that's lined with wax paper. Or the recipe says that you can also use parchment paper. So but anyway, I took a picture of the cookies on a cookie sheet, and that I put them on. And so I'm going to go ahead and insert that picture right here so you can see what they look like. So there's the cookies, and they're really super good. If you like peanut butter cups, you'll like these cookies. Now, whenever I eat these cookies, I always try to convince myself that they have oatmeal in them, and a lot of oatmeal, and so they might be a little bit healthy for me. They have peanut butter in them. I try to convince myself that I'm eating a very healthy cookie, and it's probably healthy compared to a lot of cookies. But anyway, they're super, super good. And I think what I'm going to do is also, I will include the recipe for those who want to try it. I'll include the recipe as well, along with the cookies, the picture of the cookies, so that you can try it if you want this summer. You know how you just really, I know I was making these for my neighbor friend, but sometimes you just want to have cookies, but it's too hot to bake. It just really is. And I know everywhere, everywhere, everybody's temperatures have really gone up a lot. And so these are just really fun, quick cookies to make. They're super, super good. It's hard to eat just one, even though I make my cookies very large. They're probably my cookies are probably about that big around. And so I can never have just one, because you know how you just have to have another one. So anyway, so that's what I did a couple of days ago. And then my husband and I took off in the four-wheeler, and we were going to deliver the cookies to our neighbor friends. They don't live that far away. I think it's only about 3 miles, but about halfway to their house, we saw her husband. They're actually both friends of ours, neighbor friends of ours. But anyway, her husband was in the process of weed eating their church, the church's front yard. So we stopped there and asked, if the wife was home, and she wasn't home. She was getting her hair done. So we just dropped off the cookies with him, and he was very happy about that. He said he hadn't had his dinner yet, and I think he was. He also said that he wasn't sure if by the time he got done there, if any of the cookies would be left. So I do hope that there were some left for his wife. But anyway, I sent quite a few. I sent, at least a dozen. So I don't think that he could have possibly eaten more than, like 2 or 3 of them. So, but anyway, yeah, that's a really, really fun summertime cookie to make when you feel like having cookies, but you don't want to heat the house up. So that was one thing that I did that was really fun. And then let's see what else. The only other thing that I've been doing is between my YouTube channel and is my gardening. And so I've been waiting for my bean plants to come up, the brand new ones that I planted. As of yesterday, I haven't seen any new ones, but I'm expecting them to pop up any day now. Because beans don't take very long at all to pop up once you plant the seeds. So they'll be coming up pretty soon. My cherry tomatoes, as it turns out, these particular cherry, I don't think they're called cherry tomatoes. They're little tiny miniature tomatoes. And they're really super sweet. And I forgot to look on the tab that they came with to see what they were called, but they have the word sweet in the name, and it's really true because they are super sweet. And I've never eaten a cherry tomato that was sweet. Cherry tomatoes usually are tomatoey, and kind of tart or whatever, but these were so sweet that I could actually, if I wanted to, eat them right off the vine as soon as they, turn nice and red. So I was pleasantly surprised about that. But what I was leading to was yesterday was salad night for us for dinner, and so I was able to pick 5. There were 5 ripe tomatoes on the vine, so I was able to pick 5 tomatoes, and we shared them on our salad. So that was really fun too. But anyway, here is little sweet Brianna, and I'm loving her in this dress. She looks like a little fairy princess. And all the ruffles and all the girliness of this outfit is I'm just thrilled with this Karrie. Pretty dress. So there you go. And there's the back, all tied up. So yeah. She's a cutie. She's a little cutie patootie. So that's really all that I've been up to, you guys. I hope that you're having a nice weekend. Today is Saturday, and we have another hot one today, another hot weather day. But fortunately, we have air conditioning, so it makes it bearable. So anyway, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and thanks for stopping by. And until we meet again, bye-bye.